Hey guys, I have been begging missionaries to make videos, especially prayer videos, so that those of us back home know how to pray for you guys. And so this is my attempt to do that. One question is, where should I put it? Facebook is the obvious place, but I encourage you to put it on YouTube because YouTube is the second most used search engine. People spend hours, teens, children, even adults spend hours and hours a day on YouTube. It's super searchable. And the other thing is every video has a long life, that many videos will be watched 2, 3, 4 years later. I have some videos from a previous business that I did that are still being watched 4 or 5 years later, even though I have nothing to do with that business anymore. And so I encourage you, when you do videos, consider YouTube first, whether you do YouTube live or regular YouTube. And then later on, if you decide, hey, I want to put it on Facebook, you can, but focus instead on a YouTube channel because people will be watching those for years to come, whereas on Facebook, people generally watch things for the first 3 days. Why would you do a series of videos? The biggest reason is to document, not try and create something. You're not trying to impress people back home. You're instead trying to help people from around the world who care about, say, a country or a city or a project or a people group. Instead, they can gather around that specific project. And so I would encourage you do that, not so that people will look at you, but so that you can direct people to begin praying for your area, the place that you're working, asking God to move in that place. Video is going to be one of the best ways for you to recruit more people. Imagine if you had 150 people watching your videos and praying for a specific project. Imagine if you had 1,000 people watching your videos and praying for that specific project. So one important piece is, hey, how do I get the lighting right? I would encourage you to do 2 things. One, use the CandyCam app that I talked about. You can use filters to improve any shot. But then go to a place where there's only one window, and then shut off the lights, especially if it's during the day. You can't do anything if you have to do your video at night. But if you can do it during the day, find a room with one window, shut off the lights, and allow that window to be the light for the shot. If you combine that with one of the filters from the app, you will improve the shot significantly, even without having to go into fancy lighting stuff. It'll help a ton. The very simplest way to do it is to just get the YouTube app and go live. Do it once a week. I would encourage you to take a map of your country or your area. I would encourage you to take Operation World and each week pick a city or pick a paragraph with just one statistic from Operation World and ask people to pray for those things. If you are in a country, maybe you're in an urban environment where there's a city with millions of people, go to one block and say, can we pray that the Lord would raise up 2 believers on this block? Can we pray that God would raise up 10 believers on this block where there's 50,000 people living on that block in high-rise buildings? Whatever it is, pick one small thing and ask people to pray for it. Operation World is a great place to get material, or a map is a great way to get material, and say, hey, can we pray for leaders in this region? Can we pray for theological education for the pastors in this place? Can we pray that there would be some Christian resources so that as people come to Christ, they would be discipled using good Christian resources? Those are just a few of the ideas that you could do, even if the only thing you do is just grab the YouTube app and go live once a week. But if you really want to go premium, I still think you can do a good video for just like this video, and it's going to take you about 20 minutes worth of work each week. What you're going to do is you're going to use these apps right here. I do use a couple of apps that you may want. I use this app called CandyCam. It's an app that has special filters in the camera, and that helps improve the look of a shot. It's a free app. It's made for teenage girls, but it works well for our purposes. And then I use Adobe Clip, which is an Adobe Premiere thing. It's a free app that you can use to stitch together videos. I'm using that for this. And then the only other app that I use is the Canva app that you sometimes can use to make a graphic and include that in your video. Do not get hung up on that. Using those 3 apps, the Adobe Clip app, the Canva app, and the CandyCam app, you can stitch together a video that's got a title screen that has the video and the whole thing then the whole thing looks good. What you're going to do is, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your camera, set it up, put it with a timer, and take some goofy photos of yourself. Videos don't work if they don't have faces in them, and if the title page doesn't have a face on it, then it's not really that interesting. But if you take a goofy photo, if you're drinking coffee, if you're looking up, if you're laughing, if you're doing something, that makes the cover photo a lot more interesting. You're going to take that and go into the Canva app, and you're going to make a title for the video. It's going to look something like this. So the only thing that I did there is I took a photo of myself. I then put a square in the Canva app, makes it super simple. You put a square right on top and make it very transparent so you can see through it. And then I took a text box and I put a title on there. Once you make that one time, then each time you make a video, the only thing you have to do is change out the photo. And that takes just a few seconds. It took me less than 5 minutes because I knew what I was doing, but it won't take you that long to figure out, how do I put a photo on here? How do I put a square on top that's transparent? And then how do I put a title on it? Once you've done that, then you open the Adobe Clip app and you start a new video. The very first thing is going to be the picture that you had just made in Canva and downloaded to your phone. Then you're going to put the video at the end of that, and then you're going to save it. And then you have a video with a title screen, and then you have a video where the lighting looks good, and you've been sharing with us, with people around the world, this is how you can pray for my project, for my team, for this country, for this city. And that would be a huge blessing. Please do that. Spend 3 months doing it. Give it 6 months. Give it a year even. Once a week, asking people, will you pray in this way? And will you share this information so that people begin praying and gathering around this project to see the Lord move?